But what if numbers are more than tools for calculations? What if they carry a meaning? What if they are a language, one that speaks directly to your soul? And that's what numerology is about. Welcome back to School of Shamanism, and I am Giada, and this is Season 2, Many Paths, One Mountain. So far we've been exploring a different path that lead to the same summit, which is healing, transformation, basically coming home to ourselves. We have talked about the Ikigai, about Rishirin and Yoku, about the different ways of accessing what is true with different people in the interviews. And today I want to share another path. One that might surprise you, one that uses something we encounter every day without thinking twice about it. Numbers, because I'm talking about numerology. I'm also a numerologist. And this ancient art of understanding has a spiritual meaning. So numbers can become your map for life. Numbers are everywhere. Your birthday, your address, your phone number, the time you woke up this morning. Numbers structure our entire lives. We use them constantly to measure, to count, to organize. But what if numbers are more than tools for calculations? What if they carry a meaning? What if they are a language, one that speaks directly to your soul? And that's what numerology is about. And it's one of the oldest wisdom traditions on earth. It isn't New Age, it's an ancient one. Pythagoras, for example, the Greek mathematician who lived over 2,500 years ago, taught that numbers are the foundation of reality. All is a number, he said. So the universe itself is built on mathematical principles. But for him, mathematics wasn't just about quantity, it was about quality. Each number had a meaning, a vibration, a spiritual meaning. And long before him, other cultures understood this meaning as well. The Egyptians worked with sacred numbers. The Babylonians used numbers for divination, also shamanically. The Chinese developed numerology through the I Ching. The Hebrews created gematria, a system that assigns numerical values to letters, revealing hidden meanings in sacred text. Then in the Kabbalah, numbers are the building blocks of creation itself, and each number represents a different aspect of the divine. So when I talk about numerology, I'm not talking about something invented last week. I'm talking about a wisdom tradition that spans cultures and millennia. A universal understanding that numbers speak. So how does numerology actually work? That's a huge topic to speak about. And its core, numerology is based on reducing number to single digits. So it's never 6. Where does that 6 comes from? Does it come from a 33/6? Does it come from a 42/6? And it makes a huge difference. And it's not just a life path number, the central theme of your existence, your Ikigai, which in my tradition we call it song, because we see the collective place that we have in the orchestra and also the individual place. It's just like music. And that's not all about that people think, because in a chart, what we need to read is massive, is really big. Your name carries vibration too, each letter corresponds to a number. And when we add them together and reduce them, then we get different numbers, your urge of soul number, what your heart truly desires, your personality number, how others perceive you on an individual level, when you are in a group, personal years that run in a 9-year patterns, and each year carries a different energy combined together, in which the year that we are living into. So 1 year is about a new beginning, and then maybe when you are in a year 4, you can actually build something, because the number 4 corresponds to the square shapes, which is the only one on which you can build something else. Number 9 is letting go, so and so on, and then of course it's a huge topic. So we are working with specific energies, with specific lessons, and I can't go into the details in a podcast because each reading is totally different. Just as an example, when I got my diploma the first year, there was a lady born on the same day, same month and same year of myself. What a no coincidence. But because of our different names, middle names and surnames, our charts were totally different. And from a shamanic perspective, how did I come to this path? I was, of course, already deep in shamanic work, and I had my my shamanic tools from the spiritual point of view. But just numerology found me, and this, like in the same way, sometimes we're attracted to paths, and someone calculated my numbers based on my birth date and names. And then I was keep hearing my spirits saying, why don't you actually start working a little bit with numbers? And being a person of letters, because I studied literature, I've always loved writing and letters in general, I was with a big question mark about numbers. Then, of course, I was always seeing 11, 11, 22, 22, 33, 33, like the majority of us see in general. And then it became a huge world that I discovered. And then also these master numbers are actually not necessarily always masters. We, in my tradition, we call them mirror numbers, because it depends on how clean is your lens to see these numbers that are mirroring the divine. If they're clean, they're master number, and then it means you are able to channel what the divine is passing you. Otherwise, if the lens is dirty, they're simply mirroring, they're simply mirror numbers. And numbers, of course, are vibrations. Each number has its own frequency, its own quality. And when you know your numbers, you know what energies you are working with. And you can work with them consciously instead of unconsciously. It's a path to self-knowledge, and self-knowledge is, of course, the foundation of all healing. You can't transform what you don't understand. You can't work with energies that you can't see. And numerology makes the invisible visible, to go back to the topic of my first season of the podcast. So when someone discovers their song, there's often this moment of recognition. That's why I've always been this way. That's why this pattern keeps repeating. That's what I'm here to learn. And that recognition is medicine. It's a validation. It's the soul being seen. And from that place of understanding, then change becomes possible. Not fighting against yourself anymore, just not trying to be something you're not, but working with nature, fulfilling the potential that was always there. So you might wonder, how does this connect to shamanic work? For me, they are deeply intertwined. In shamanic practice, we are always looking for patterns. We journey to understand what's happening beneath the surface. We seek guidance about purpose, about challenges, about soul lessons. Numerology does the same thing, just through a different doorway. So when I work with clients, I often look at their numbers alongside the shamanic work. There is a channeling in that. That's why I do the reading, writing numbers and calculating numbers by hand, because I need to feel the energy of the numbers. Are these numbers flowing or not? Or are they just a calculation? Is the person actually merging with their potential or not? And they are showing me this journey. So these two different languages basically say the same things. That's when you know when you are onto something real. One of the most practical aspects of numerology is understanding cycles, for example. We are not in the same cycle every year. We move through 9-year cycles, in each carrying his own energy. We know now we are in year number 1. Everyone has been speaking about that since the beginning of the year. But then it depends, where are you on your personal cycle? Because maybe in your personal cycle you are not in year 1, and then you need to merge the two energies, because maybe you're ending these cycles and you need to end that first before the new one can start, and before things can end, which is not a failure, it's just a completion, because numbers are always between 0 and 9, or between 1 and 9, because 0 is everything and nothing at the same time. 0 contains everything and nothing at the same time. It's like the Bindu in the Indian traditions. It's where everything started. It's the point from which, when you're drawing a mandala for example, everything is starting. So numerology helps you find the timing, plant when it's planting season, harvest when it's the harvest time, and just rest when rest is called for. So this mirrors everything I know from shamanic work, the importance of natural cycles, of seasons, of right timing. And numerology shows patterns, tendency, potentials. It doesn't show the destiny written in stone, because you still have the free will. You always have the free will to choose what you want. And the challenging aspect can become your greatest strength. So if you do this work, you can really decide to become the co-creator of reality, working together with the divine. So it's a map, it's not a cage. It opens doors of understanding. It doesn't have all the answers, because nothing does. But as a tool for self-knowledge, as a language for understanding who you are and why you are here, I think numerology is one of the other remarkable healing tools that we can deal with, in which we can get access to through unexpected doorways, because numbers carry ancient meanings, and they can reveal who you are, why you are here, what you're working with in this lifetime. So different paths one month in, and this path is written in the language of numbers. So if you're curious, just start exploring what's resonating with you, what's hidden, what's the hidden secret map that is contained in your own story. You can just be in touch and just let me know, and I'll see you in the next episode.